I, 22F, don't trust my boyfriend, 24M, of almost 4 years. I, 22F, don't trust my boyfriend, 24M, of almost 4 years. My boyfriend and I met on Tinder in February 2016 and continued LDR. We moved in together 2019. In February 2020 my boyfriend and several of his friends were at our apartment. The way he was acting with his female best friend made me very uncomfortable, and after they left I asked if they had a history. He told me they had sex a few months before we met and he was in love with her for years and she didn't feel the same. After this took place I felt very hurt that we had been together 3 years and he never told me something so substantial about their relationship. This set me off to start looking through his phone, where I discovered he had deleted messages about driving her home from a friend's a few weeks before and not told me they were alone together. He denies anything happening that night and says he doesn't know why he hid it from me. I also found videos from early in our relationship where he would zoom in on her body when she wasn't looking, and discovered most times he would visit me he would go over to her house the same day he got home. I confronted him about her again to find out he gave me half-truths about their relationship in our first argument, and they had actually agreed when we met to never tell me the truth. A lie he kept with her for 3 years. I haven't been able to trust him since this all took place, and I continue to think of how when he was hiding things from me I had no idea, and I don't think if he was still hiding things I would be able to tell now. I'm not sure if I can continue on with this relationship, after 8 months of feeling no trust towards my partner and hoping to gain it back. I love him with all my heart, but I feel broken anytime this comes up in my mind and can't seem to let it go. Advice? Too long didn't read. In February 2020 I found out my boyfriend of 3 years was in love with and had sex with his female best friend a few months before we met. He never told me, which set off a chain of me uncovering things on his phone relating to her that made me uncomfortable. I haven't trusted him since and don't know if I can live like this anymore. The videos creep me out and I think they'd creep her out too. Think you should tell her. I'd be livid and would feel violated. And that shows you that your BF is a creep. Give the girl a heads up, dump, move on. He doesn't know why he hid it from me. He does know. He just doesn't want to tell you because he's a filthy cheating a-hole. The story keeps changing. It's called trickle truthing. Next he will tell you the real truth, that he did promise with her to keep it a secret, but because they were banging. Don't fall for this crap. Leave him. If after 8 months you still feel like this, do you think you'll ever trust him? Because if the answer is no, sticking around is just going to erode at your self-esteem and sanity. I really commend you for sticking it out for 8 months. BC when my ex made me feel like shit, for different reasons, I left after 2 months. It's not so much about your boyfriend as much as it is about how much respect you have for yourself and your own feelings. It sounds like he's a shit anyway. We don't know the whole truth by the sounds of it, but do you really want to waste more time finding out? Girl, you know what needs to be done. You stayed with him for 8 months since? ? Not only did he take those videos of her, he kept them, and he hid them because he knows they are disgusting and disrespectful of his girlfriend, but he liked them enough to keep instead of deleting them. He has been lying to you your entire relationship. Your BF is an obsessive creep and a liar and probably a cheater. The only reason you even found out was because he was acting weird with her in front of you. How do you think they act when you're not around? He destroyed your trust, so leave him before he destroys the rest of you. How do I, 23F, react in a healthy way when I'm disappointed / sad / angry at my new boyfriend, 23 meters, for cancelling our dates? Update below. I, 23F, started dating my boyfriend, 23 meters, 3 weeks ago, and I'm pretty inexperienced with this kind of stuff. Let's say my boyfriend cancelled an activity last minute for the second time in a row to hang out with friends. I looked forward to this thing so badly because I want to get to know him better and do something else than hang out indoors. I'm kind of disappointed and hurt because I looked forward to it so badly, and this time he insisted we'd go do it. Planned my day to be able to see him this afternoon. I feel all these things inside of me, but I don't want to be bitter. I can see see that it's something rather small, but I hate this kind of stuff so much. In a different relationship long ago, my ex also used to cancel our dates almost every single time or just not show up at all without saying sorry, and I just let him do it over and over again. How do I react in a mature way? How do I channel my emotions in a healthy way without overreacting? What do I tell him? Too long didn't read. I feel disappointed and hurt because my boyfriend cancelled on me last minute twice in a row, and I want to know how to channel these emotions in a healthy way so I don't come off as immature and push him away. Update: I texted him to tell him I was disappointed and a bit hurt, and that I would like to be able to count on people that I make plans with. He told me that it's sad that I think about it like that. I told him I don't want to fight, and I want to see him tonight to talk. He told me he's made plans already for tonight, so I told him that the next time I'm free is late at night in 2 days. He said then we'll see each other then. He's not that into you. If he was, there's no way he would cancel twice. 3 weeks in should still be the honeymoon phase where you can't get enough of each other. He's rude, inconsiderate, and he is wasting your time. You do not owe him anything. Most definitely you don't owe him the systematic suppression of your very valid feelings just because you're trying to be cool and not come across as needy. That's the fabric doormats are made of. And you're not a doormat, are you? Didn't think so. Now put on your sneakers and move on, girl. Next. Plenty of fish, find another date. How do I react in a mature way? You say, sorry, this isn't working, and break it off with him. What you're asking here is how do you happily deal with him treating you like crap? The answer is you don't. 3 weeks. Do yourself a favor and leave him. If he's cancelling last minute, not once, but twice, then he's not worth it. Just saw the part where you mentioned that your ex used to do the same over and over. Girl. Dump him. Don't let him play with you like that. Dealing with that 3 weeks in doesn't sound like a relationship I'd want to be in. If he doesn't value your time, then that relationship is going nowhere fast. How do I tell my boyfriend's family I'm not coming to Thanksgiving dinner? I, 24, have lupus and another autoimmune disease that makes me more susceptible to blood clots, so while I am young, I am at a higher risk for getting really sick from COVID. I haven't been perfect. I hung out with 2 friends a couple months ago and have been to some restaurants, but now that the COVID cases are rapidly increasing in the US, I've done my absolute best to stay inside and only leave for groceries and always wear my mask. My boyfriend's family are not anti-maskers, but they do downplay the virus. Anyway, we're supposed to be going over for Thanksgiving, which I was fine with because it's just his parents who are older and don't go out much, and his sister and her boyfriend. This morning I open my phone and see that his sister posted videos of herself out with 10+ people at a crowded bar last night, and not a single person was wearing a mask. So I really don't want to go because I really do want to risk it. I know that his family is going to think I'm overreacting. How do I tell them I don't want to go? Should I just make up an excuse? Also, their dad has diabetes, so I'm really frustrated that they don't even care at all. It just confuses me how these people think. Obviously they love each other and don't want each other to get sick, but are they really just that dense? Or just think it won't happen to them? Too long didn't read. I have lupus. I'm scared of getting COVID. My boyfriend's family has been out and about without masks, and I don't want to go to Thanksgiving dinner with them. Tell them your doctor strongly advised against it. Say this: I have lupus, I'm scared of getting COVID. Don't sugarcoat this because they are lacking in basic common sense. You do not need to find a magical way to explain basic viral transmission. You should not be near people that might have the flu during normal times. This is your life, and if your boyfriend does not automatically jump to your defense, I have questions about him. Tell them you're not coming because public health experts advised people not to do it. Then stop trying to explain. They have the information, they're just refusing to believe it. It's your boyfriend's family. He can tell them, especially if you're both not going. Or is he planning to go without you? If yes, is he going to quarantine before seeing you? Talk to your boyfriend and be honest about how you feel. Given your health, I can see why it would be a concern, and going by the advisories across the country right now, risks shouldn't be taken by anyone, particularly those who have an elevated risk for adverse outcomes. He should be understanding. Offer a compromise that you join via FaceTime/Zoom/etc. if you are concerned that they will think you are blowing them off. Now, that doesn't resolve the issue with him going and bringing something back to you. That is another conversation that needs to be had. If he goes, it might be smart to quarantine from each other for a bit, especially if you feel like the other family members may be subjecting everyone to exposure.